Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's July 14th, 2024, and over the last couple of days we harvested the garlic. So the garlic, we're in 2.5 of these permanent raised beds here. And then yesterday we harvested the shallots, half of this bed or a third of this bed, and this full bed were all Dutch red shallots and all. So in this video, the thing that I want to emphasize is the importance of not leaving the ground bare. So why is that? So while the garlic and the shallots were here, now they were mulched with double ground hardwood bark mulch. And that mulch layer did a really good job of suppressing weeds, regulating soil temperature, regulating soil moisture and all. But it lacked one key thing that cover crops can do, or multiple key things that the cover crop can do, the solar generator. So that green growth on the top, whether it's a shallots or garlic or a cover crop, they're using solar energy, the solar radiation, the photons from the sun, to go ahead and take atmospheric carbon dioxide and moisture, water from the soil, and turn that into simple sugars. And those simple sugars are to develop into exudates. The plants exude them, release them from the rootlets. And those rootlets, as they exude those simple sugars, that feeds the microorganisms and the mycorrhizal fungi that live in the soil. So it's a symbiotic relationship that the plants that we plant for ourselves and the cover crops that we put in, those plants get nutrients from the bacteria, the fungi, and the mycorrhizal fungi act as like a handshake, like an internet. It's a connection between the plant roots and the microorganisms and other plants in the area as well. And so the mycorrhiza have extensive reach, so they can reach from bed to bed or outside of the beds. And so it's so important to maintain the vitality of the microorganisms in the soil. That microbial community, all of those microorganisms, are what actually feed the plants. And the healthier the microorganisms are in the soil, the greater the nutritional and vitality and disease resistance and pest resistance as well that the plants will have. So it's one of the things I want to say is don't just leave the plant beds barren. You know, at minimum, mulch it, use hay, use grass clippings, use straw, use wood chips or bark mulch, whatever it is. That would be a minimum, or cover the soil up. But the best thing is using the energy from the sun, the free energy from the sun, the solar radiation, and by planting a diverse cover crop on the surface. So today in these beds, we're going to be using a cover crop that has triticale, some peas, clovers, vetch, rye, some collards, mustard greens, and I'm leaving a few out. So some of the things like the wheat and the rye have these long tap roots, really fibrous, lots of carbon getting secreted in there, but they dive down deep into the soil and they help to mine the soil. The daikon radish, that's another one that's in this mix. That's a big penetrator, like a big, heavy, thick carrot going down into the soil and mining the area, and just being greatly beneficial for the microorganisms in the soil as well. Then we have the nitrogen fixers, the legumes, the peas, the clovers, alfalfa. We'll be planting alfalfa up front. So I do have an article on the cover crops. I'll make sure that that's posted by the time that this goes. And there's an article on don't leaving the soil bare and the reasons for that. They're also, so what I'm going to be, I'll explain what I'm going to be doing in a minute here, the steps. But also there'll be a couple of songs that I wrote that there's some musical accompaniment by artificial intelligence. One of the songs is about, you know, don't leave the ground bare. That's something. Another one which is really significant is an ode to Gabe Brown. And that's about the 5 principles of us maintaining soil health. So that your health is dependent on what you're eating, as well as other things that go on in your life, your exercise, your stress, all sorts of things. But your health is really, one of the pillars of health is your nutrition. And the nutritional value of the plants that we consume is really based on where we're selecting them from. If you're growing your own, we really want to make sure that we adhere to 5 principles that Gabe Brown has written about. And so there's a book entitled From Dirt to Soil. Gabe, we're quite a bit different. Gabe is a rancher. And the book goes through the challenging times that he had and how he learned so much, and he really explains things very well for the layperson. You don't have to have a biochemistry or microbiology degree to actually understand where he's coming from, and his stories are absolutely great. So I really recommend From Dirt to Soil by Gabe Brown, and you can pick that up on Amazon. And I think I wrote another song about the gardens and all as well. So all of these songs all come from my experiences and my thoughts and processes and articles that I've written in the past and videos I posted. But now they go to music, and they'll go along with the time lapse. So the things I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to pull the drip tapes back some. So the weed mats we pulled back that were right hugging up against the crops that we had here. But we pull the weed mats back not just to harvest things easily, but so that we can plant the cover crop the whole width of this. So that's really important. The other song is We Don't Till Anymore. So having to do with plowing and rototilling, that sort of thing. So we're going to pull the drip tapes to the side. Then I'm going to be using the garden tilther, and I'll show you that in just a second, to go ahead and just smooth out the surface of these beds a little bit. I hope that makes sense. And then I'll be putting down a diverse group of seeds that, so one of the questions I get is, where do we buy our seeds? Right now I'm getting them from True Leaf Market. And I'll try to remember to put a link to that in the description below. We don't get any discounts or anything, but they do. Their seeds have been really good. Up front, we're going to be in the third food forest. I had put this cover crop down. Wasn't as successful because we had weeks of no rain, and the birds and all the wildlife were eating all the seed. But there's the grass has grown up some. The cover crop worked well in other places. So I'm going to be overseeding that area with some clover and some alfalfa. I'm going to use some of our scarlet red runner beans up there as well, and we'll put some sunflower seeds up there as well. So we're going to be trying getting as much diversity, and diversity is one of the keys to success. Having the diversity of functions of the different seed crops that you're putting into the ground, the nitrogen fixes, the mining ones that have the big deep tap roots, excuse me, and certainly the ability to produce lots of carbon to feed the microorganisms as well. We want living roots all year round in our beds, because those living roots are what's doing the exchange and all. So important to do that. And it's like right over here, I decided to leave the purslane here. Is that a great companion? Not necessarily for the trees that are here, but they're doing photosynthetic work and sending simple sugars down as well. So that's helping with the community and helping to suppress weeds, maintain moisture, all of those things. So we're going to be using the garden tilther. Then we'll be spreading the seed. Then I'll turn the drip tapes back on, get them back on the beds, and then we'll go up into the third food forest. And we'll cast some alfalfa, some clover. I may put some soybean down up there. Certainly the scarlet red runner beans. So we want a diversity, and possibly in the future, Thea's got to pick up some of the sunflower seeds. We'll be putting those up there as well. Now I'll show you the tilther here. So the tilther is like a miniature rototiller, and I do own a rototiller, but we don't really use that. All I'll be doing is going maybe about an inch deep just to smooth it all out. I won't be going all the way to here. I can control it with this flat bed back here, and this is just run by an electric drill, a cordless battery operated drill. So that's what I'm going to be using. They're expensive. You could do the same thing with a rake. This just does it pretty quickly for me. So I think that's it for today's video. So there'll be the articles on the website, there'll be the songs that accompany the footage here, and you'll just be seeing the process of what I do to get the cover crops in. And I'll be amending the foliage, the greens that are already up there in the third food forest, but I want to improve the soil there as much as I can, and this is the best way to improve the soil. Growing, growing, growing. And up there, the deer are going to be moving in. There are livestock, like in Gabe's book. They're going to drive some of the seed and all, because the deer are up there all the time. Now, unfortunately, the turkeys are there. All the other birds are there as well. But by casting it into an area that hasn't been mowed, hopefully it'll work out. So that's it for today's video, folks. I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye now.
When the harvest is done and the fields are bare, no cover to be found, just soil left in despair. The wind and rain come through, take the good away, leaving dust and erosion. It's a price we have to pay. Leaving bare ground is bad, it takes the life away. Erosion and the runoff steal the earth each day. Cover it with green, keep the soil sound. Bare ground is trouble, let's turn it all around. No roots to hold it tight, no shield from the storm. Nutrients wash away, the land becomes forlorn. Compaction from the rain, and weeds will have their way. With no cover crops to save it, the soil starts to decay. Leaving bare ground is bad, it takes the life away. Erosion and the runoff steal the earth each day. Cover it with green, keep the soil sound. Bare ground is trouble, let's turn it all around. Organic matter dwindles, the microbes start to fade. The land that once was fertile becomes a barren glade. With cover crops we nourish, bring life back to the ground. The roots and shoots and foliage turn everything around. So plant a mix of seeds, let diversity take hold. From clover to the grasses, let the story unfold. In every season's passing, keep the soil dressed, for bare ground is trouble. Let's give the earth our best. Leaving bare ground is bad, it takes the life away. Erosion and runoff steal the earth each day. Cover it with green, keep the soil sound. Bare ground is trouble, let's turn it all around. So as we work the to bare ground and keep the land alive. In the fields where grasses sway, we found a better way. With wisdom in our hearts and the land beneath our feet, we embrace 5 principles where soil and life meet. Soil health, oh soil health, we honor you so true. With 5 guiding principles, we'll see our dreams come through. From minimal disturbance to the roots that thrive, we'll keep our precious soil alive. Minimal disturbance, let the soil find rest. No heavy plows or chemicals, let nature do its best. Keep the soil covered with mulch or living green. Protect it from erosion, keep it healthy and serene. Soil health, oh soil health, we honor you so true. With 5 guiding principles, we'll see our dreams come through. From minimal disturbance to the roots that thrive, we'll keep our precious soil alive. Diversity is key in the plants and in the field. A tapestry of species, the richest harvest yields. Living roots all year, feeding life below. A network of connections where healthy soil can grow. Soil health, oh soil health, we honor you so true. With 5 guiding principles, we'll see our dreams come through. From minimal disturbance to the roots that thrive, we'll keep our precious soil alive. Integrate the animals, let them graze and roam. Their presence in the ecosystem makes the soil their home. A cycle of renewal, a balance we achieve. In these principles of soil health, we find hope and we believe. Soil health, oh soil health, we honor you so true. With 5 guiding principles, we'll see our dreams come through. From minimal disturbance to the roots that thrive, we'll keep our precious soil alive. So here's to soil health and the wisdom that we share. A legacy of nurture for those who truly care. With minimal disturbance and soil always covered in diversity and roots, our principles discovered. Soil health, oh soil health, your legacy will stay in the hearts of every farmer, in the soil where we play.